Hello, mathematicians, and welcome back to Graphing Quadratics. This is day 5, and this is the very last step. So far, you have learned how to graph the axis of symmetry, how to plug it back in to get the vertex, and today we are going to learn to make a table to make the parabola. Now, remember that the parabola is the line, which is the red here, and a line is basically just a bunch of points connected together. So we really are just looking for points. So to make the parabola, we're going to make a table. And remember that in our table, we use our two favorite letters in math, which is x and y. And we have to choose a minimum of 5 points. So that's crooked. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now with our parabola, our vertex, which is a point, is going to be right in the middle. So here, x and y. That is our vertex, okay? So go ahead and fill out this green sheet and also have these Cornell note styles next to you. If not, you can also use a notebook. In order to teach you, I am going to go over an example. So at the top, I put day 5. We're doing the parabola or tying it all together. And on my left-hand side over here, I'm going to be writing steps. So I have a problem that says graph the equation y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Since we are graphing, I recommend you either draw a graph at the bottom of the paper or you have graph paper next to you. Luckily, I have technology to help me out, so I'm going to just insert a graph right over here really quick. Okay. So to graph, I'm going to go through the steps I have been going through in the past week that we've been learning this. So step 1, I'm going to find my axis of symmetry. And remember that with axis of symmetry, we use a formula, and it is x equals negative b over 2a. So over here, I'm going to write my formula. X equals, because I'm finding axis of symmetry, negative b over 2a. Well, what's b and a? So let's go ahead and identify our a, b, and c. So my c is 3. My b is negative 4. And my a is the number in front of x squared, which in this case is an imaginary 1. So this is a. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Negative of my b, which is negative 4, all over 2 times my a, which is 1. Remember that a negative and a negative makes a positive. 4 over 2, which gives me 2. So my axis of symmetry is x equals 2. So that's step 1. Step 2, I'm going to calculate the vertex. By plugging in the axis of symmetry into our equation. So here our equation, y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Now I'm going to plug this in back over here anytime I see an x. So y equals, I see an x. So instead of x, I'm going to plug in 2. And remember, we're using parentheses to keep our work nice and neat. So I'll add a little asterisk right here. Use parentheses. That's supposed to be a star. Okay, let's keep going. Minus 4. Oh, I see an x. So instead of x, I'm going to plug in 2 plus 3. Now I'm going to keep cleaning this up. Remember that 2 squared is just 2 times 2. So y equals 4. And then over here I have negative 4 times 2, which is negative 8. And I bring my plus 3 down. Now from here you can either keep going step by step or use a calculator. So I'm going to do 4 minus 8 plus 3, which gives me negative 1. So I get y equals negative 1. Now remember that my vertex is a point. And the way we write a point is we use a parentheses and a comma in between. My x value is going to be my axis of symmetry always. And my y value is going to be what I calculate in step 2. So my x-axis was 2. And my y value that I just found right now was negative 1. So let's go ahead and add this. So my axis of symmetry is at 2. So at x equals 2, I'm going to go ahead and draw this line. So that means that this is going to be like a mirror, and my parabola is going to reflect right here. And my axis of symmetry is at 2, comma, negative 1. Let's go ahead and draw that in. 2, negative 1. And sure enough, it's right on the axis of symmetry, so we did it right. Now, step 3. I'm going to have to choose, okay, maybe I back up. We're going to make a table and choose x values around the vertex. So please pay attention to the choose. We're getting to choose our x values, okay? So I'm going to make a table. And I'll actually draw it over here on the side because it's going to be very helpful to have it here on the side at the end of it. So we're going to have x. Let me make that a straight line. X and y. And remember, we need at least 5 points. So I'll put a little note right here. At least 5 points. So 5 or more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 will be right here. I'm going to go ahead and erase this excess that I accidentally drew. Now remember that my vertex is going to go right in the middle. So right here is going to be my vertex. So my vertex is 2, negative 1. Now I'm going to choose values around my 2 value right here. So maybe I'll go down. So maybe this would be 3 and 4. And then going up, this will be 1 and 0. Okay, so we just choose some that are around our x-axis or our vertex. Now the last step is I'm going to have to plug in my chosen x values to find y. So it's very similar to step 2. Okay. So remember that when we found axis of symmetry, which is this guy right here, R2, the way we got the y value is when we came up here, we had to plug it back into the equation. So we had 2, We plugged it back into the equation and we got our y, okay? We're gonna have to do that all over again with all of our values, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do my 0 first. So I'm going to do x equals 0. So again, my equation was y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Well, now I'm going to be plugging in my 0 anytime I see an x. So this is equal to, x squared. I'm going to put 0 squared minus 4. Oh, I see an x. So I'm going to plug in 0 plus 3. Now I'm going to clean this up. 0 squared, 0 times 0 is 0. Negative 4 times 0 is 0 plus 3. 0 minus 0 plus 3 is 3. So right here on my x value, I'm going to write 3. Okay, easy enough. Now I'm going to do when x equals 1, because it's our next chosen value right here. So again, y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. I see an x, so instead of x, I'm going to plug in 1 this time. Squared minus 4. Oh, I see an x, I'm going to plug in 1 plus 3. 1 squared is 1 times 1, which is 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 plus 3. If I add this up on a calculator, I will get 0. So here I get 0. Now we just need 3 and 4. So if x equals 3, my equation is y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. I'm going to be plugging in 3. So I see an x, I'm going to plug in 3. Squared minus 4 times 3 plus 3. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which gives me 9. This is negative 4 times 3. So this will give me negative 12 plus 3. If I stick this into the calculator and I add it, I'm going to get 0. So again, I'm going to put 0 for my answer for number 3. And now I'm on my last one. X equals 4. My equation is y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. But instead of x, I'm going to be plugging in 4. So 4 squared plus 4 times 4 plus 3. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which gives me 16. Plus, again, I have, oops, not a plus. I'm sorry, you guys. I miswrote that. You see, I almost had an error. It's minus right here. So this is negative 4 times 4 right here. Negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. My 3 comes down. 16 minus 16 is 0 plus 3. And I get 3. Now my very last step is I'm going to plot my points. And connect with a line. So I have this one done. I'm going to do this one now. 1, 0. So 1, 0 is right here. Now I'm going to do 0, negative 3. So 0, negative 3 is right here. Now I'm going to do 3, 0, which is right here. Now I'm going to do 4, 3, which is right here. So with these points, I can now make my graph. So my graph is going to look something, oops, missed it completely. Something like this. Now I want you guys to notice something. Do you guys notice how we have 3 right here and 3 down here? 0 right here and 0 right here? This is because it's symmetric, right? So in reality, I could have found these 2 points and the answers that I got right here, I could have copied them down here. So in the future, you don't have to do all this work, okay? This is extra work. You could have just done these 2, and then copied them down over here at the bottom. So that's a little cheat sheet for the next time. But there you have it. Hopefully that helped you out. I will see you next time, and go ahead and jump onto